Financial ratios are super valuable. When you take your view from the transactional level and looking out over to the bigger picture, you really have an understanding of your financial health and your long-term sustainability. Today, we dive into the personnel expense ratio, how to calculate it, and how to interpret those numbers. Hi, I'm Teresa Clark, and I'm a CPA with over 25 years of experience serving 501c3 nonprofits. My passion is to help nonprofit organizations answer the money questions so that they can achieve financial strength to accomplish their mission. That's what I care most about, helping you get those things done that you're called and created to do. So you can kind of think of me as like a strategic partner to help you master the money. For more information, you can visit me and see my website at teresaclark.com. When it comes to nonprofits, personnel expenses are the most significant chunk of the overall expenses. And there's a simple way to track how effective you are and by looking at what percentage of your budget is going to salaries, wages, benefits, and other types of compensation. So let's start with how to calculate the ratio. It's really pretty easy. You want to look at your total expenses, and then you want to look at what portion of your expenses are for salaries, wages, benefits, and other compensation. You might have contractors that you are hiring versus employing because of the size or the longevity of the need for that. So you want to include all of that. And you want to divide that salary related number by your total expenses of your organization. So for example, if your organization's total expenses are $500,000 and your personnel expenses are $200,000, then your ratio would be 40%. So 200 divided by 500 is 40%. This one gets a little tricky when we talk industry norms, okay? Because depending on your nonprofit, the ratio can look different. I'll share what I typically see. Generally, it's 30% in nonprofit. For a general nonprofit, 30% is what is commonly seen. I can tell you that in churches, the ratio is 55%, pretty much solid, pretty much on the money, starting to be no matter what size that church is. So there's a little bit of industry information. I really want to encourage you to look towards your maybe association groups to see if they provide some benchmarking information too. Now, a side note, organizations that have a high volunteer culture and participation, they're going to see a much lower ratio. I know of a pregnancy help organization that ran from its inception 100% on volunteers. Now, they reached a point where they had to staff a director and an assistant. And so that changed for them, but really after many years, like maybe 40 years of their history. So they're going to see a much lower ratio. So don't take this as just gospel truth and go out and start spending that percentage of your budget. Look at the culture that your organization has as well. Okay, so knowing this percentage is going to help you because very often as a nonprofit grows, the decision is, do we add staff? Do we have too many staff? Are we staffed appropriately? So knowing this ratio, how to calculate it, knowing the history of what it's been in your organization, and knowing what's normal in your specific nonprofit niche will all help you to make those decisions. I hope this has been helpful. I've enjoyed this month of sharing ratios with you. If you've missed some, go back and look at those other episodes. I hope they'll be helpful to you. And if there's anything I can do, if there's something that you're thinking you may not have understood clearly, or you'd like to dive into how to do this and look at this in your organization, I'd be happy to help. Don't hesitate to jump on my website and book a strategic consult with me. You can do that right there in the right-hand corner of my website, and I look forward to talking to you.